What is Joe talking about here? There's something going down with Halo Infinite next month, and they just dropped the new Inside Infinite. This new Inside Infinite about Halo Infinite, you know, it's the blog every month that 343 drops about the kind of developer diaries of a certain aspect of the game. And this month, they went into the PC aspect of things. And I thought I'd do a raw recording here of this because for some reason these videos do better with the audiences. I'm not sure why, but like I said, as a PC Inside Infinite this month, talking about the kind of scalability of that, how this is like the first Halo ever to be developed for that. Things about crossplay, ranked matches and how that works, that whole spiel. But Joe teases something about this summer that I really want to get your opinion about. So yeah, we're gonna break that down to kind of sum it up. But if it's your first time here, hi, it's Kibiji, or if you've been here before, it's Kibiji. Like to build game hype with you, so if you want to join the Halo Infinite hype train with me, consider subscribing, and a lot of cool other people out there talking about this too. But let's get into this Inside Infinite, which again had to do with this being for PC, and we've had 4 of these things, man, so far. But this being the first Halo that's designed for PC means that you are going to be able to customize this like holy heck, and that means ultra wide settings. Ultra wide settings for those that have, you know, the monitors for it. I personally am a super duper console guy. Like I like the simplicity of consoles, but if you're a PC master race person and you got the super wide monitors, you got the beefy PCs, you're gonna see that there's a lot of great customization for you here. And one of the things that go over here is this ultra wide view. We have seen this screenshot before, but before it was what you're seeing me in right now, this 16:9 format. But here, this is 21:9. No, I think it's 32:9, but it's wide. And they also talk about how they are expanding the view by literally expanding it. They're not cropping. There's a lot of games that kind of crop and get rid of the vertical scalability when they make it like this. But no, Halo Infinite, they are extending that view. And guess what else we got to see in this freaking Inside Infinite? As they show these wide views, which a lot of these screenshots are in wide, we got to see our first look at Foreigner inside buildings, baby. Inside Foreigner buildings, we finally get to see it. And dude, this looks awesome. This art direction for the Foreigner stuff, I think this is another one right here. Okay, well, this is another one we'll get to, but like the Foreigner stuff, this looks straight up Halo 3. And just the kind of the Bungie versions of the Foreigners. Because to be honest, I honestly get what 343 was trying to do with the Foreigner stuff, but there's something about how the old Foreigner stuff wasn't so busy. It wasn't so busy, it wasn't so complicated, there wasn't a bunch of lights everywhere. It just kind of felt like it was some ancient ruin, like an ancient ruin of like some kind of ancient technology, you know? And that's what this feels like. It's back at that old days, and I'm not saying that because, you know, make it like the old Halos, but just this lighting, this ambiance, everything about it just seems super, this is some older place that we are discovering. And you can see a ton of jackals and grunts are here and such. And that looks like that might be an elite over there with, you know, an armory and whatnot, but this is classic Foreigner stuff. But like I said, I'll get to the May thing in a moment. Like that might be what I title this, because I'm serious. Like I want to know what the heck they're talking about with this May thing. But this is all about, you know, the PC details and how there is a lot of scalability that comes with being on PC. And again, that's why I kind of like being basic Xbox dude. But, you know, this field of view instance, like if you don't know what field of view is, it's just like expanding. You know, you're looking at me here, and you can see this when you're at 78 field of view, and you can see this when you're at like 120, right? It just literally opens up your field of view. And so they're showing the examples of that here, but going ultra wide if you're on PC, this is bonkers. I live stream my reactions to these. I read them live on Twitch every month, and we might not be able to anymore, we'll get to that, but this is insane. Like I was legitimately reacting to this. I'm like, that's gorgeous. If you got one of these, if you got an ultra wide monitor, then that is ultra wide Halo. That is ultra wide Halo Infinite. in ray tracing Foreigner glory, and it's awesome. And by the way, there's a better shot I think later, but you could see a neat jackal there, and this is a grunt with like a kind of backpack or jetpack of some kind, and 2 brutes and whatnot. But anyways, there's just lots of scalability. They have a great, they really emphasize this whole wide shots. But my stream, notice with this screenshot, which is personally, this is actually my favorite screenshot of the whole thing. This is really my favorite screenshot of the whole thing. I'm gonna go to a more full shot version of it, but look at this view, man. Look at this view. And this is currently on like a 21:9, so this is a bit wider than your standard television, you know, but I just love that view. In my chat, when we watched this live, they pointed out, is that a chopper down there? That seems like that could be a chopper. And it really looks like it. It looks like it's some kind of vehicle. Definitely not just a standard brute or something like that, but that looks like that might be the chopper, and chopper comeback. That's all I'm saying. But I love that screenshot because it really just shows the ever expanding world and just big landscape that you'll be able to explore. And I love shots like this. I love the landscape shots, but it was still cool to see the inside of a Foreigner structure, because yeah, it really was. But something I want to bring up is they talk about crossplay. They talk about crossplay and how you will be able to play however, whenever you want. You know, other than on Nintendo or PlayStation, but you're gonna be able to buy this game on Steam, Xbox store on PC, Game Pass for PC and Game Pass for Xbox, the digital Xbox store, and in physical stores. And whatever you're playing Halo Infinite on, you can do crossplay. We got that confirmed before the Inside Infinite today, but crossplay is a freaking thing, baby. These guys are saying, like, when we designed this for PC, we wanted the ability to play with your friends regardless of what platform you or they are on. So that means even Steam. If you're on Steam, Xbox, Game Pass for PC, everyone can play together. Don't matter. And they even talk about how, like, you can kind of send invites in-game or out-game using things like Discord and Steam and Xbox. Like, you could send invites however you want. And that's just going to be awesome. And people forget this is a free-to-play multiplayer. And that's going to be crazy. That's going to be absolutely crazy. But how do they compensate for that? Well, they do have to restrict the ranked matches of some kind. They talk about how, you know, that's going to work in terms of the competitive scene. But the nutshell is that they just don't want ranked matches. Ranked matches, they will only allow people to play together if they are on the same input. So I highlighted this. For ranked matches, we plan to restrict competitive playlists based on input type, not console versus PC. So in other words, if you're playing with the keyboard mouse, you can't go into ranked against controller peeps. And vice versa. If you're playing with the controller, you can't get in with mouse and keyboard peeps. It makes sense, you know, makes sense. I still think skill is a big factor, but this just makes sense for ranked. But social and customs and all that, that don't matter. That's fine. It's just ranked. And at first, that seems cool. Let me know what you think. But this made me realize you can't go into ranked with friends. At least if you're doing crossplay. You know, if you're both on Xbox using controllers, or if you're both on PCs and whatever. Which, by the way, you know, all you have to do is just, if you're on PC playing with Xbox peeps, you got to use a controller. Or if you're on Xbox playing with PC peeps, you can plug in a mouse and keyboard. You can do that on Xbox. So you could put in whatever input you guys are using, but if you want to play together with your friends, you got to be using the same input. So that's a really, really interesting note. But I could kind of go on and on about like the PC stuff, but I want to get to the kind of like the meat and caboodle of something I find really interesting. I want to get your thoughts on. But just like I said, you know, there's a lot of customization. This is our first look at the any menu in Halo Infinite. This is the pause menu because there was shots. This shot. This is another, you know, the Foreigner facility shot where, again, you can see like a jackal over here. Really good shot of him. The radar. and this being ultra wide, and a brute here that I personally feel like I see a beard on his face, but correct me if I'm wrong. And the grunt over here with the jetpack, and again, the foreigner art design is super great, but I can tell this pause menu is on that same shot. So this is what the in-game pause menu looks like for now. Super clean art design. That it seems like that is the trend for like when you look at the guns at the bottom right, like, you know, your inventory. But the big note I kind of want to hit here, because this whole blog was really cool. I like the screenshots they dropped. We finally got to see foreigner stuff, PC stuff. That's all cool. It's dandy. I'm personally like I'm just happy for PC people, because this is finally a Halo game designed for Halo fans that are on PC and primarily PC. But Joe Staten ended this with a really interesting note. And as I was going through this whole thing, I noticed in all the previous Inside Infinites, we have had a schedule lined up for what's to come. We knew in December what the January and February Inside Infinites were going to be about. In January, we knew what the February and March Inside Infinites were going to be about. In February, we knew what the March and April were going to be about. But then March, we only knew about this month. And now that we're at this month, we have no idea. They have not told us what May is in store for. And then we get this statement from Joe. I thought of that while I was streaming this, and I was like, why? As we head into shutdown and polish phase of the project, which again, this is Joe Staten talking, who is the creative director of the project, Lord and Savior of Halo, the Bungie games. I wish you could all see the incredible work that I have the privilege of playing every day. The same intense commitment to making a game that you, Halo most ardent fans, will love to play exists across all teams. They are in that shutdown and polish phase of the project, which is awesome to hear. Makes sense. But finally, a brief customer service announcement. While I hope you enjoyed this month's 1,000-word screenshots, because he said like pictures are worth 1,000 words, which is true, we know that game videos are worth at least 10,000 words. And the great news is that summer, i.e. game industry event season, is just around the corner. And there are glorious plans afoot. Stay tuned, Spartans. Now, we already knew that they had summer plans. We already knew that. And even if they didn't say it, we could already go figure. But here's what I want to bring to your attention. We don't know what their Inside Infinite is for May. We do not know. We knew what January through April was going to be. They told us January was about the sandbox. They told us February was going to be about the world. They told us March was going to be about audio. And they told us April was going to be about PC. They have not told us what May was about or is going to be about. What is May going to be about? That's my question I ask you. And with Joe's statement here, here's what I like, just hypothetical. I want to know what you think. Seriously, this is just for the comments to go nuts. I want to see us talk about it and discuss it, please. But he says videos, we want to show you some videos, and they are coming up for this summer season. That's guaranteed. But what's going to happen for E3? E3 is in June. E3 is June. That's not May, it's June. They will for sure have something for E3. Xbox is confirmed to be there. I did a video about that. But what are they going to do next month? Just saying. There's a lot of Halo polls that have shown that the community, the most hype thing they are about for Halo is the campaigns. It is. You might be different, that's fine, but I see Uber Nick, Hidden Xperia, if you guys watch this, love you both. Like, they do these polls about what do you love most about Halo, or what are you most excited about Halo Infinite? They always say the campaign. So July's showcase of the campaign last year was good, not great. This year, they need to make that the focus of E3, blow people away with a great campaign demo, and also maybe a little snippet of multiplayer. But before that, to make sure multiplayer is fine-tuned and dandy, what if he's saying here, May, we're not telling you what May is about because we just want to surprise you. We just want to show you the multiplayer, give you a quick little look at it. And then when it ends, we want our like most concentrated Halo fans, aka the people that actually enrolled in these Halo flights, to test out the game. And that would lead right into E3. Potentially. I don't know. I'm just saying. We don't know what May is. That's my nugget. I'm not saying that's gonna happen. It probably won't happen, but I'm just saying, like, what's the plan for May? That's what I want you to answer. And also, do you primarily think you'll play this on PC? Do you think you'll primarily play this with the controller? What do you think you'll play with? I'm legitimately curious. And I don't know. What do you think of the foreigner technology? There's a lot of cool stuff in this. And while it was my least favorite, there's still a lot to talk about. So let's talk about it in the comments. Catch you in the next one.